Hey guys, it's Sunday night. This is Pro Prep Baseball. I'm Ken Arnold, and tonight I brought on a special guest all the way from Long Island, Strong Island. Hey, what's happening, Andy Diorio? How are you?
How are you doing, Kenny? How's everything?
Everything is going great. Everything is going great. Glad to have you on the show, man. This is awesome. I've been wanting to get you
Good
on for
honor.
a while, so.
The honor is all mine.
Ah, sweet, sweet. All right, I'm gonna check and make sure we have good audio over here. I'm gonna go on my Pro Prep baseball site. There we are. There we are. We
You
are.
there?
Yes, I'm here. We are on screen. We are doing well. We've got good audio, and let me play that. And here we go. People are already coming on board. Let me share this. Tune in. Hey, let's go tune in for some baseball talk. So Andy, what's going on up there, man? What's the prognosis? You guys gonna start soon or any of that kind of stuff?
Uh, Cuomo just shut us down till, I believe, May 28th or June 1st again. So we're not going outside legally anyway.
Yeah.
I mean, there's fields all around being played. I just took my son to one of the fields around here and met up with another father and son, and we took some BP, took some fly balls. But
Yeah.
as far as playing real games, it's not happening anytime soon.
Yeah, down here I think they're going to cancel the entire season. I think they're just going to get rid of the whole thing and just start back in the fall maybe, but I think they're just going to push it till next spring. That's when we're going to play. So
Yeah, we got an email from the worst news was since my son is 12, we were hoping to go further than the state level in Williamsport. That got canceled, so that was a tough day in this household.
yeah.
But our little league president said that we're gonna wait this out and start whenever we can because there's no reason to rush.
Yeah. Were you guys set to go to the Hall of Fame to play? I know teams around
We,
here.
we did it. We did our fundraiser. We raised over $20,000 to make a Cooperstown trip, and that got canceled. That got canceled first.
Oh man. That's
Yeah.
and you don't get that's it. This 12-year-old level is
That's
the
it. Yeah.
level, and you don't get man. That's just wow, man. I'm sorry to hear that because that's a
It's
big
not on the
deal.
same level as the college seniors and the high school seniors, but
But
it's
still,
it's only a
know,
once in a lifetime thing, and it's gone.
yeah.
It's tough.
Oh man, I feel bad for you guys because I know the team that plays in our organization. They were set to go too and couldn't do it. They just couldn't do it. Um, I want to get outside. I want to go practice, but like you said, they took the stay at home order. They lifted it on Friday here,
Oh, okay.
but you still can't gather like 10. A group of 10.
Right.
And throw baseballs and all. I don't know. There's some teams out in Idaho that are still practicing, but they say that the whole practice is basically wiping things down. They can't really do anything. They do something, then they got to wipe everything down. They do it
Oh,
again.
really?
Yeah, they say it takes half the practice just to wipe stuff down.
Oh, wow. No, we just, I've taken BP with there was two dads and six kids, and we just stay way spread about, spread out in the outfield. One guy hits, we're all just shagging the balls, throwing them in, and we just never get together. But no, I mean, they haven't kicked us off for doing that yet.
Yeah, they haven't shown up in the 5-0.
I mean, no, they've showed up. They
And-
kind of look over, give you a wave, and then keep going.
Yeah, down here, man, people are snitching.
Oh no! Oh, there's those two. We've been kicked off of fields.
Yeah.
Public safety will drive up and ring the siren for a second, and then we come over like, guys, sorry, someone called up and want you off. I'm like, all right, what are you gonna do?
I don't know. There's nothing you really can do. I mean, you gotta stay safe. That's first order of business right now. You gotta stay safe. So,
Absolutely.
yeah, I just miss it. I miss baseball. I miss watching it on TV. I know you have been watching Korean baseball.
We
Tell,
have.
tell me a little bit about that.
I tell you, it's great. It's either on at 1 in the morning or 5:30. I set the DVR, and when my son wakes up, we start watching it. Eat some breakfast and watch it. And he's really into it. he's got a PowerPoint that he puts all the scores each day, and he goes through the box scores and picks his player of the day and his pitcher of the day. And it's he loves it. It's baseball, it's live. I have trouble watching the games that I already know the outcome to.
Yeah.
But we have a good time with it. And I tell you, they have John Shambi, what's your name, Mendoza, who else? Oh, Eduardo Perez is awesome.
Yeah.
And Kyle Peterson. And 3 times during the game they'll have a guest, and they do a really good job, of talking to the guests. They have a couple of people who played in the KBO. They talked to Merrill Kelly today, who played in there 2 years ago or whatever. And it's good. It's fun. We have a good time with it.
I played with against Eduardo Perez when I was playing. So
okay.
Didn't particularly.
You guys took the same path.
Yeah, didn't particularly like Eduardo Perez. Just saying.
Why not?
It was just something about him. He was a little bit of what's his name in Major League? Dorn. He was a little bit of a Dorn. Yeah, because of his dad. Because of his dad,
Gotcha, of course.
Yeah, his dad's Tony Perez. Yeah, his dad's Tony Perez, so he was a little bit of a Dorn. So, and look at Danny Ford came on. Yes, Danny Ford, buddy. Thanks for joining us, man. I got your buddy on. He says nice and loud, Andy. Boom, his comment. So yeah.
What's up, Dan?
What's going on with I know your son. You said he's 12, right? He's in the 12-year-old bracket, and what's up with him, man? What's his strength? What's his thing, man? Is he a pitcher? Is he a shortstop? Can he hit bombs?
He's a pitcher infielder. Mm-hmm. He's a pitcher infielder. He had a little trouble. The first pitch I threw him during BP when he was at the kid pitch level, he dove out of the way. I threw it right down the middle, and he dove out of the way.
But at that age, man, that happens. So.
But for 3 years, it was tough. He didn't hit.
Yeah.
He made the All-Star teams because he can field,
mm-hmm.
and he was a good pitcher. I mean, he's got a really good changeup that sometimes acts like a Clayton Kershaw curveball.
Okay.
The way he holds it, and he's got decent velocity.
Awesome.
And he knows how to pitch. But last year, he came out of his shell. He figured it out, and he started hitting. So he's a little guy. He still hasn't hit his growth spurt yet, so he's a little guy. But he works his butt off, man. I give him a lot of credit.
Yeah, this is your first time coming through this age bracket, coaching at the youth level, right? Is that correct? I coach my older son through this age bracket, and you'll really start to see kids really get it at this age. Like all of a sudden, a switch will flip, and he'll be just sitting in there just raking. So I wouldn't worry too much about not hitting, because he was a little bit afraid. He'll get over that, and once he does, he's going to be smacking line drives in the gap, left and right. And it happens right around this age. Some kids mature a little bit quicker, but it's going to happen. And with it, him with you as his dad, and you out there working with him as much as you do, he's going to be fine. Yeah.
Well, it's funny that you say about flicking the switch, because our Williamsport team, we have winter workouts. We get once a week. We get to go into one of the school gyms, and one of them has a cage. And our kids were, I know it's in the gym, but you could see that they were just getting stronger, and we had really high hopes this year.
Yeah.
It was tough.
Yeah, it is tough. It is tough because it. Right at this age, man, it just kicks in. They get it. Yep. They get it. They start to get it, and they get stronger and bigger. Their voices start to change,
Yeah,
all that stuff comes together, and all of a sudden you get these kids that can – not only can they now hit the ball out of the infield, they can hit the ball, some of them, over the fence.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Which is nice to see. So thanks for joining us, Victor Coco. I see that you're on tonight. Thank you. I haven't seen you in a while, but it's good that you're back. So, Andy, what do you think about Major League Baseball right now? You see Bryce Harper's recommendation, what he was talking about as far as how he thinks the season should go?
Oh, and I missed that. No, I heard him back up Blake Snell's comments, but I
Uh-huh.
didn't hear his recommendation.
Well, his recommendation, I'm going to read it to you really quickly right here. I
Okay.
have it, and I'm going to share the screen with those guys at home so they can see it. Hold on one second. Yeah, here it is right here. Bryce Harper says he wants to do it like East-West, like the NBA, right? He wants to play 135 games, and he wants to play almost every day between now and November 15th. An off day every 2 weeks on a Monday, and a Sunday doubleheader, 7-inning games. 30 players per roster, 6-man rotation, save your arms. If pitchers wanted this, if not, no big deal. DH in effect. The playoffs would be a 2-week World Series like Super Bowl week, and the tournament to get in would be like the College World Series tournament. How you feel about that?
Play. So the season goes until November 15th. The regular season.
The season, yeah, from what he's saying, it goes until. All right, let me
So
double
the
check.
playoffs start after that.
Yeah, let me check. Yep, and then next year just go back to the same. No blackouts. You're gonna let people watch, right? Is what
Home
he said.
stadiums.
Home stadiums or stadiums that allow it, right? Because some states won't allow it. So then you would have to play in a warm weather, open stadium like in Arizona or Florida or another state, any state that has a stadium, that can seat a certain amount.
I have no problem with whatever they do this year to get baseball going.
Yeah.
It's just I know there's no way that they're going to be able to play in New York on after November 15th. I don't know if because it gets pretty cold here.
Yeah. Yeah.
But listen, I'm game for anything. But as long as they want to play baseball, this year is going to be a crazy year anyway.
Yeah.
So it's fine with me. I was good with the whole Florida and Arizona idea.
Me too. I thought it was a great idea. Just play in the warm weather. Arizona gets hot in the summertime. You're talking like 110, 115 sometimes. On the surface of the field, it's like 120.
Yeah. Sure.
I played out there in June for 3 weeks one year, and you couldn't even stand in the same spot. It was so hot. The bottoms of your feet would burn.
Yeah.
But I think the players' union is going to hold this up. It's really gonna come down to the money issue. Guys aren't willing to take salary cuts. They don't want to, and they're afraid it's going to set a precedent. And I don't blame them for being afraid of that. You always want to look out for yourself, and that's what they're doing. But what they're doing in effect is, and I don't know if you remember hockey when it didn't play for an entire season. Do you remember that?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't care, and I have a feeling if baseball did the same thing, I don't think I'm going to miss it, but there's other stuff to entertain me, and I will go and do those things. And after hockey came back, Andy, I was never into hockey the same since. I really wasn't. So.
And I think going off that, the opposite is true also, where they're missing a golden opportunity to kind of get back the fans they lost after the 94 strike. That there's people out there that they have no interest in baseball anymore, but now that might be the only thing around. They actually might come back.
Yeah, it would help right now. Major League Baseball, and I know you know it. Their attendance has gone down. Their television revenue has gone down because nobody's watching. People are going to other sports. They're going to football. They're going to basketball. They're going to hockey. They're going to somewhere else for their entertainment. And this would be a golden opportunity for baseball to jump in, be the first ones back. Now, I'm not saying just jump back in willy-nilly. They've got to have things in place to keep people safe, especially people who work at the stadiums, the grounds crew, the medical staff, training staff, front office people. So you have to have those measures in place, but it's going to be interesting to see how it moves forward.
And I definitely agree with you on the first point that you said, with the fact that they're worried about the owners. I know the biggest thing is the revenue sharing thing. They're afraid that they're going to put a cap, in because they're setting a precedent. But I think that's the first thing the owners need to say, so that this doesn't come back to haunt the players if they do come back. They need to say, listen, we're not going to for the next contract, we're not going to have a salary cap.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, this way we can get started and play, and finally get some live baseball, Major League Baseball going.
Yeah, for baseball as a whole, Major League Baseball, and to just give a boost to the morale of the country, get back out and play baseball.
Something to talk about.
Right? What happened after 9/11? What was the first thing we got back into, man? Derek Jeter, the Yankees, they didn't win the World Series that year, but, it was a big thing.
Lost his home run.
Yeah. All those people to get back onto the field, both teams, the Diamondbacks and the Yankees, and it was a great thing for the country. It boosted morale. So I think that would be the same here. If baseball started up around July 1st, got going, and got back on the field, and we didn't hear this greedy, we're going to lose money, and then the owner's saying the same thing. Keep that behind closed doors, work it out the best you can, but don't complain. And players who are out there complaining right now, that doesn't look good for the players and the owners. Yeah.
Blake Snell looks terrible right now.
Yeah, that doesn't look good, man. You'll get booed right out of a stadium, man.
Absolutely.
They should be, the players union, Tony Clark, should be down his throat right now, saying, look, you just got to be quiet right now. You're going to get your money, but you just need to back off, right? We don't need that, right?
Yeah, because they said if they played 80 games, Blake Snell's $10 million contract would be about 3.8, I think they said.
Oh, is that all?
Yeah. Tell that to the 30 million Americans who aren't in work who aren't working.
Unemployed, can't feed their kids, right? Can't pay their mortgage.
Standing online to get food.
Yeah, come on.
With a master's degree.
Yeah. Okay, Blake Snell. That's a smart thing to say. But you know what? Here's the thing, Andy, and you know this as well as I know this. When you're in your 20s and you're full of testosterone, you say and do stupid things. And you make bad decisions.
But you know what? And I know Phil Hughes said something on Twitter saying that he's really worried about getting sick and people dying by playing, but he wants all his money.
Mm-hmm.
He said, but I'm not willing to take a pay cut. But if you give me all my money, I'll play. So which one is it? Are you scared to play, or do you want all your money? You got to pick one. Yeah. Pick one of those, and then stay with that argument.
Yeah, and also he can choose, and correct me if I'm wrong, to not play. You can not play. You can stay home, and I'm pretty sure you have an insurance policy, as most major league players do. I'm pretty sure he's not the one who forgot to get that policy. But if anything happens to him, or he can't play for any reason, he can collect on that insurance policy. It's a guarantee for his salary. Everybody has it. Lloyd's of London, they all do it. All the millionaires, all the 40-man roster guys, they all do it. So,
and baseball's going to do whatever they can to make sure it's safe. This is their investments.
Yeah, they're not going to put Mike Trout out there and let him get sick and die. What are you kidding me? Bryce Harper, any of those guys, they're not going to do that. So yeah, let's just throw them out there to slaughter. No, I don't think that's going to happen. I don't think that's the case. I think that, there's going to be a lot of money spent to make sure these guys are healthy. So, you don't, what are you going to do with your racehorses too, right? You're just going to,
Right.
You don't do that. You just don't do it. It's an investment and it's your business. You're going to do the right thing. Especially when it's billions of dollars, Andy. Billions.
Oh, billions.
And the rest of us are sitting home going, I just want, to pay my mortgage this month. Let's go.
Right.
Yep. It's crazy. It's crazy. So, Andy.
Yes, sir.
Let's talk a little Wagner College. Wagner Seahawks, buddy. We're going to talk some Wagner Seahawks. Woo!
Absolutely.
What's that? I miss Wagner. I will say that. It's been a long time since I've been there. But tell me a little bit about your time at Wagner and what it was like and what you remember from playing at Wagner College.
It was definitely the greatest 4-year span of my life as far as baseball goes, because, it's the locker room, the road trips, the Florida trips, the bus rides, A song will come on the radio, and I'll just remember, having a mosh pit in the locker room, playing. I don't know if a lot of people remember American Gladiators.
Mm-hmm.
You'd set up the garbage cans.
Yep.
Basketball, and you had to get through the big tough guys and try to dunk it in the garbage can.
You should see Danny Ford's comment. Did you see it?
I just saw it. Dunkaroos.
Dunkaroos, man. It's on the screen, right? Yeah.
The care package my mom used to send.
That's awesome. And that's what it's about. To be honest with you, Andy, when I think back on my college days, we had 2 winning seasons while I was there. We had a decent team. We had decent players. I thought we should have had a better record than what we showed, especially my senior year. But I'll tell you what. It's the friendships I made. When I look back on that time, it's, the friendships with Weber and Croce and Billy Curatolo and Bobby Kahn and Johnny White, all those guys, Brent Harvey, Keith Bolognese, Danny Ford, all those guys, it's those memories with them that stuck with me, since. And I'll never forget that. And I had a lot of fun, so.
Absolutely. I mean, that's what it was all about. It was just about, we knew we weren't going to win a national championship. We prayed that maybe we'd make a playoff.
Yeah.
One time, we were 1 ground ball away one time of doing it.
You guys, and it's so funny, because I graduated the year before that happened, right? So, and then you guys came in. And every time that your class or guys from that era, that season, talk about that season, they always say, we were 1 ground ball away.
Painful.
Yeah. I could throw this ball over those mountains too, Uncle Rico. But
Don't be jealous that we were 1 ground ball away, buddy.
Hey, you know what? You got closer than we did. We're still.
We did make a playoff once, my junior year.
Okay,
we
nice.
Went, 0-2.
It happens.
We made the playoff.
Yeah. We're still waiting on an at-large bid, I think, from 1989. So.
Strength of schedule wasn't there.
No, the strength of schedule wasn't there. Yeah, they never called. Oh well, I think we're still waiting on it. If they call, I'm going, man. I'm rushing. I'm going right back up.
No matter what.
I'm going back up, man. We're gonna play. So your time at Wagner.
Yes.
What's your playing? I know off the field, hanging with the guys and everything. That was amazing. It was amazing when I was there as well. But game wise, your best game or what do you remember was like the highlight of what you did while you were on the field?
Oh my gosh, that's a tough one. I guess the one thing that sticks out because it bothers me to this day is the year we did, my junior year when we did make the playoffs. I was the leadoff hitter, and we were playing Marist, and I led off the game with a home run.
Okay, awesome.
Got us going.
Yeah.
And then I went 0 for 9.
Oh. It happens though, man. What are you gonna do, right?
I thought yeah.
That was it. You were just like, that's it. They're gonna send me home. They're gonna pull my scholarship. It's all over. I'm done. I'm never gonna play again.
Yeah, that was a tough one.
Well,
I don't know the fight we had with the University of Florida.
You remember that? Yeah, but I'm talking about game stuff like playing, catching the ball, throwing the ball, hitting the ball. Do you remember anything that stood out?
How about I do remember that I made a bet with my roommate Paul Braun, and he had never hit a home run his whole college career.
Okay.
And I think I had 10 maybe, and we said that he would win the home run title our senior year if he hit 1. He just got. Didn't matter how many I hit.
Yeah.
If he hit 1,
he would win. I
would
win.
It.
Yeah.
And in his last game, he hit 1.
And you lost the bet. Oh man, what a home run it was!
Lost the bet.
One home run it was, man. Wow, that's crazy. That's crazy. What was it like playing for Richie V too? You were there for 4 years. You played for him for all 4 years, right? I missed him. He came in a year after, but he worked at Wagner, and I knew Richie. So, just from being around the campus, he was head of security, so I knew him. Not because I got in trouble, but because he liked the baseball team and he followed baseball and he knew who I was. So, What was it like playing for Richie?
He was a great motivator.
Mm-hmm.
He knew, what buttons to push to get guys going.
Yeah.
Always brought a smile, and that Italian, accent of his.
Yeah.
The Brooklyn accent, or I guess Staten Island accent. And he always stood up for his players. And he would never let another team try to bully us.
Yeah.
Because like he said, if they want to go, we'll go.
Yeah. I remember that. I remember you guys saying that all the time. When I would come back and work out.
We got into a bunch of fights.
Yeah.
During my time there.
Yeah. Well.
But he was great. I mean, he was definitely a player's coach.
Mm-hmm.
It was great to play for him.
Yeah.
Still talk to him to this day.
Yeah. I enjoyed my time there too. Coach Hain was there, and I had a good time with him. He was a good coach for me. I mean, he gave me an opportunity when other people wouldn't. So I was glad that he came down, he scouted me, and I was able to sign with Wagner. Of course, I played with Tommy Weber. He was one of the coaches there. And I don't know if you know any of the other coaches that I played with or for.
You played for Carl, right?
Carl Feldman, yeah. He was one of the assistants.
He's the one that recruited me.
Mm-hmm.
And then I met Hain at Wagner when I took my visit.
Sure.
And then he left or whatever happened. And
yeah, he got a better gig, actually. He got a job in upstate New York. He had been wanting to move up there anyway. So, the opportunity came up and he took it. So, I can't blame him, He did a decent job with Wagner for the time he was there, even though he was only there for 6 years. But he came in, he did his thing, and then he got the opportunity he really wanted, and he took it. So he took it. So what time is it? How long have we been on? We've been on for 27 minutes, Andy. It seems like we've been on for 5 because it flies. Yeah,
time flies when you're having fun is actually the truth.
Yeah, when you're talking baseball, I mean, it's crazy. So I'm looking on my cell phone here, and Croce and Weber are doing trivia questions back and forth, texting now.
The Croce, you got to tell them we're on.
I know we're on right now. Pro Prep Baseball. Let me text them right now and see if those guys jump on. See what's see what's going on.
Tell Weber I might be taking his place as your co-host.
Yeah. We're on Pro Prep right now. See what he said.
I know Gags is on that too. They're guessing some kind of college.
Yeah, the CSI or something. I don't know. I'm getting all. Yeah, Weber said he can't do it tonight. He said he can do it tomorrow. But yeah, let's see if Croce or Gags jump on. I'm going to try to get everybody on the show. I'm going to try to get Croce on. I'm going to try to get Gagliardi on here. Johnny White, get him on. Maybe even go back into the archives and get Mike Venezia on and get Danny Ford on here and get whoever wants to come on. Wagner College Seahawk, you are more than welcome to come on my show. So yeah.
Did you see Danny's comment?
What's that?
He wrote the ground ball.
Yeah, I saw it. I added it to the broadcast. Victor Coco asks, I don't know, he's a friend of mine, but he asks, do you have any plans to visit Wagner again, and can you see prospective professional baseball players there? I guess that's what he means, like potential professional players there.
All right, so for the other one, I'm definitely a huge Mets fan.
Okay.
There's may not be a bigger Mets fan around.
Mm-hmm.
But as far as...
That's the only thing I don't like about you, Andy. It's the only thing.
I'm sorry.
I love everything else but that.
As far as prospectus recently, I know I do talk to Coach Caron every once in a while.
Mm-hmm.
We email back and forth, just to ask him if there's anything I can help him out with or whatever. But I know he said we right now, I think there's 4 Wagner alum in pro baseball who have major league experience. I know they have of course, Andrew Bailey, who's not playing anymore. He's coaching. I think he's the Angels pitching coach, maybe.
Yep.
They have Nick Nick Deeney is a catcher in the Royals organization who played in the pros last year.
Mm-hmm.
Nolan Long, I actually watched him pitch a spring training game this year.
Okay.
And then Ian Miller is an outfielder for the Mariners.
Ian Miller. You don't know that, though. Do you remember that? Ian Miller. It's from My Big Fat Greek Wedding. That was the guy's.
Yes,
that was his name. Ian Miller. That's who she married, Ian Miller. Oh, that's hilarious. That's hilarious. No, but you know what? And here's what I found. Everybody's like, Wagner College. When I would go and play, when I was in the minor leagues, they were like, Wagner College? Where the hell is that? Everybody would be like, Wagner. Because everybody was from Clemson, Florida State, Texas, Southern California, and Wagner. They're like, what's that? What is that, high school or something?
D3?
No, it's D1. It's New York. But, Andy, and you know as well as I do, there were great players that we played against in that division, and there were great players we played with. And some of them could have played in the pros. They just didn't receive the opportunity. So that was it. You play with a lot of great players when we were at Wagner. I know I did. I got to play with you after Wagner, which was great.
Yes.
It was fantastic. Tell us a little bit about that time when we played in New Jersey for the Somerset Patriots. So.
Well, I guess this is the perfect time to give you a public thank you.
Oh, you're welcome.
For getting me on the team.
You're welcome.
People don't know that story.
You're welcome, Andy. You're welcome.
So Kenny got me a tryout. There was a 10-day because it was a brand new league. There was a 10-day freeze on the roster,
mm-hmm.
and after 10 days they could have signed me, maybe not, maybe whatever. They said we'll call you, and I get a phone call on day 10 from you saying I'll see you tomorrow. I said why?
Because
I fouled the ball into the dugout and broke the third baseman's hand.
That's right, I did. I ripped that ball too.
Otero.
I ripped that ball into the dugout.
So that must have been about an hour later. I got a call from Sparky Lyle.
Yep.
Saying, Andy, we need to sign you. And he asked me, where do I hit in the lineup? And I said, either top 3 or bottom 3. And he said, all right, you're batting 7th, playing 3rd tomorrow. I'll see you there.
See you then. And in you came. And you know what, Andy? You don't have to thank me. I had to thank you because you made me look good. Right? Right? You showed up and you played your butt off. You played your butt off that season. We were on the road for the entire season.
Yes.
And then the following season, you played your butt off that season too. And you did a fantastic job while I was there with the Patriots and while you were there with the Patriots. So
how great was it, though, when we finally got to play our first game at home?
Oh, what a relief, man. What a relief. That first season was so hard, Andy, because I'm the type of hitter, the type of player that needs to hit in the cage and do drills and we really didn't have that. We really didn't have the facility to do it. And we had to steal time and hit in parking lots with little plastic golf balls and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I mean, we did what we had to do. But it was difficult because you couldn't really work on and get ready for the things you needed to do at that level. So it was tough. It was a tough season, man, being on the road for that many games. You can say how you felt about that, about being on the road for that.
Oh, I mean, I completely agree. I mean, it was tough. It was tough. I mean, we ate fast food pretty much every night.
Mm-hmm.
We tried to have a salad every once in a while, but after the game, you get the leftover concessions in the clubhouse.
Yeah, and then you're in a town like Newburgh, right? And there's nothing open. Where are you going to go? The only thing that was open is, maybe there's a Waffle House off the highway near the hotel, or maybe McDonald's is open late or something, but that's all you're getting.
Well, but it's not like we had cars.
No, we didn't.
Tony had to take us the whole team on the bus.
Yeah. Yep. So for the whole season, we were driven around by Tony the bus driver. I remember Tony. That was a fun time though. We did have a lot of fun though.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. Remember the time Sparky pulled us off the field in Newburgh, the whole team?
Yeah.
He just quit. He's like, that's it. We quit. Shoo. And he just, everybody, get on the bus. And we're just sitting there going, what?
Yep.
He got in a lot of trouble for that too, by the way. And, they were thinking about firing him from the league. So, yeah, fortunately they didn't. So,
Yeah, thank goodness.
yeah.
My favorite pro baseball player. Well, my favorite Met now is Pete Alonso. Love him.
The polar
I mean,
bear. The polar bear. How can you not love him? He hits bombs.
I mean, oh, it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
But my favorite player, it's a good question. I would have to say Nolan Arenado. I'm a big fan.
Your favorite player of all time?
Oh no, not of all time. Playing right now.
Right now.
Oh, playing
Yeah.
right now.
Yeah. Nolan Arenado he's fantastic. But I'm like all time. Who would be your favorite player?
Oh, all time.
Yeah. Who would be your favorite?
Well, if I went back to my childhood, it was Kevin Elster. But
Kevin Elster.
my favorite player.
You couldn't do better than Kevin Elster? Come on.
Yeah.
Kevin
My
Elster.
favorite Met.
Yeah, you couldn't do Gary Carter or
Nope.
Mookie? No?
Nope.
Kevin Elster. Darryl Strawberry? No. Doc Gooden? No.
Oh, it was Kevin Elster.
Kevin Elster.
He was so smooth in the field, man.
You know what? Kevin Elster was a good, solid player. So, yeah, you're right. Yeah, he was a good, solid player. He was kind of the equivalent the Phillies had Mickey Morandini. He was a good scrappy ball player. You know, he wasn't going to hurt you. No, but he wasn't going to be a star either. He was just there. He was solid. Yeah.
But he was the Mets shortstop. I was a shortstop.
Yeah.
So,
Sure.
but my favorite player, I don't know if I really have a favorite baseball player. I really just like the Mets.
No, nobody. Bud Harrelson from the old Mets. Tom Seaver.
Not like in football where it was John Elway. I mean, that's a no-brainer.
Yeah. Tom
But yeah,
Seaver. No.
No, there's no really one person that stands out.
Keith Hernandez. I'm just gonna keep throwing Mets names out there until you go.
I mean, I love them all. I love Darryl Strawberry. I mean, it's just I didn't gravitate to one specific player.
Yeah.
Never did.
Okay. Fair enough. Eddie Alfonso. No.
No.
I'm just gonna keep. David Wright. No.
I mean, I love David Wright. Believe me, I love David Wright.
Greg Jeffries. No.
No.
Oh man, I'm trying. David Cohn. No. Ron Darling. Oh man, John Franco.
I can't. Oh, he gave me heart attacks.
Jesse Orosco. Come on, gotta be somebody. No. I'm with you, man. I get it.
A huge Mets fan. That's it. Like them all.
Well, you can't beat that, right? You can't beat that. Oh man, what's that shirt you got on? What's that? SJ St. John's.
This is a St. John's baseball that I won at a raffle for the fundraiser for Cooperstown.
Oh, okay.
We did a horse race night at the races.
Yep.
And it was one of the baskets, and I won this. I won 4 tickets to a basketball game, a hat, some nice stuff.
Jim Edmonds, Danny Ford says. Jim Edmonds never played for the Mets, did he? Maybe no. I'm like Jim Edmonds.
The Angels, maybe.
Yeah. Jim Edmonds was a good player, man. Him,
Yes.
Andy Van Slyke, same type of player. Those guys were good baseball, good center fielders. So,
Yeah.
This has been a lot of fun, Andy, having you on. Okay, here's the question. Going back to the Somerset Patriots, right?
Okay.
What was playing for the Patriots? What was your highlight there? What do you remember playing for them? What was the one thing?
Oh, without a doubt, my inside the park home run.
Yeah. I remember that. I was at home plate, wasn't I, when you got there?
Yep.
I was. I think I was the guy telling you to slide. Like, this way. So I wonder if we could get that on video. Maybe we could. I don't know.
I have the audio.
Oh, okay. All right.
I have the audio. I don't have the video, though. I don't know if there was video in the Atlantic League games.
Yeah. Danny Ford said, yeah, that was his favorite player, Jim Edmonds. Yeah, that's a great choice, Danny Ford.
Yeah.
Because he was a great player. Yeah, I remember your inside the park home run too, Andy. That was pretty cool. That's pretty awesome. So, for me at Somerset, I hit a grand slam in Bridgeport, and that was the only grand slam I ever hit. I was like, yeah, woo! I was very happy. So,
I got another one.
Okay.
So I went. I don't know if it was in '99 or whatever, but I had to play the outfield.
Mm-hmm.
And were you in that? Was that you, or was that my little? No, I think it was in '99 because all our outfielders were getting hurt, and I had to play the outfield.
I don't remember you playing the outfield. It might have been
Okay, so it could have been my little thing. No, I think it had to be '99 because everybody was getting hurt.
Okay. I know Lukacic.
So I
Lukacic got
went
hurt.
and played center field,
Okay.
and I had never played the outfield in a crowd,
Mm-hmm.
and I never once saw a ball that got hit.
It just blended into the crowd.
The first two hit to me in center field. Batting practice, I have no problem. I catch everything.
Yeah.
Put fans in the stands. I don't know how major leaguers do it with the four tiers. No idea. I got a standing ovation from the Somerset Patriot crowd when I finally caught a ball. Yes.
Oh, that's great. I played one game in the outfield in my career, and that was enough. That was enough, Andy. I never wanted to do it again. That was it.
It's embarrassing if you look at my baseball reference page and you look at the defensive and you see an outfield, 2 errors, 1 put out.
You're just like, yeah, those were my glory days right there, buddy.
Yes.
Yeah, tell your son. Yeah, that was me. I played the outfild. And as far as my kids are concerned, I never made an error. And we all know that ain't true.
Oh, look at Joel Denistrian has joined. God, I haven't seen Joel, I think, since he graduated.
Get out.
What's up, Joel?
All right. Thanks for joining, Joel. Cool. Excellent. We've been on now. Let's see. How long we've been on? We've been on for 40 minutes. That's awesome. That's great. I loved playing in that stadium, though. Once they had the new stadium, it was fantastic. The Califers did an excellent job with that stadium. Really well built. And they treated us really well, actually. So that was kind of nice.
It was great.
Yeah. Here comes Steve Minio just joined. Hey, Steve Minio. He played with me. He left 2 years before you got there. He was a pitcher. Steve Minio. Steve Minio, by the way, was a great athlete all around. He could pitch. He could have played the field. He should have played the field if you ask me. The guy could hit. He could field. He could do it all. So, and he still plays to this day. And he still looks like he could kick everybody's butt. So, I mean, he's a great stuff. Steve lives in Connecticut now, Steve, I think. If he comes on any comments. I think it's Connecticut or upstate New York. But close, not too far from where you are. He's still playing in the 50 and over or 45 and over. I don't know what the leagues are anymore. So I couldn't do that, Andy. I played volleyball last summer. I pulled a hamstring. You'd have thought somebody shot me. I was laying on the ground screaming, "Wah!" I never felt pain like that before. Oh, my God. My leg turned black and blue all over the back. I couldn't walk for like a month. Oh, it's terrible. So out of shape, it's not even funny.
Well, my league is supposedly they think they're starting on June 6th.
Okay, got a couple weeks to get ready. How you doing?
I'll be fine because I've been throwing all the time and running around. But we gotta, I set up a little cage in the backyard. Mm-hmm. But I don't know how they're gonna get all of a sudden these pitchers to pitch.
Yeah, and the older you are, it takes me a good 15, 20 just to get loose now.
Absolutely.
Back then, 5 throws and I'm like, all right, let's go. Oof.
I mean, right. And what's everybody been doing? Sitting around watching Netflix.
Yeah, pretty much. It's
just
trying to get my 14-year-old outside to hit off the tee or do some soft toss. Man, what a pain in the butt, man. He's just playing his video games. Ding, 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 ding. I'm like, look, I had a conversation with him yesterday. I said, look, my college coach told me this, and I'm going to tell it to you right now. I mean, you are who you are when no one's watching you. If you're willing to put the work in when nobody's watching you, that's who you are. But if you're just going to sit around and play video games, don't expect to excel when it comes back time to play baseball. You're going to be behind. And the guys who were putting the work in are going to stand out.
Well, at Wagner, we always used to, when we were trying to motivate someone to, get up and go hit in the balcony, mm-hmm. we would say, listen, Mama's hitting right now. What are you doing?
Yeah, exactly. Mama's hitting, FDU's hitting, somebody's hitting, somebody somewhere is taking BP, and you're not.
Getting better, and you're not.
Yeah. So, hopefully it'll sink in a little bit with my son, and he'll start to get out there because we got the tee, we got the nets, we got all the stuff that he needs to get out and do what he needs to do. He's got a throwback. He's got everything. And I'll go out there with him sometimes, but I got work I got to do during the day. So, I can't be with you all the time. So, and what are some of the things that you did when you were a kid that when you were by yourself? So, for a recommendation for a kid right now who's in quarantine or whatever and he can't get out to play with other kids, what did you do when you were a kid?
I would ride up to the high school, and I would throw a baseball. They must have had someone used to play stickball, so there was the box painted on the wall, and I used to just keep throwing against that wall.
Yeah, by yourself and just for hours.
Myself.
Yeah,
because I'd get the throw and I'd get the ground balls.
Yeah, I would do that. I would throw the ball against the wall. I had a baseball field in my backyard. I was fortunate when I was a kid. So nice. I would go outside and I would just throw the ball up in the air repeatedly as far as I could and then try to catch it and challenge myself and throw it further and further and then try to run it down, So I'm not only was I working on my arm strength and everything and reading, tracking a ball, but I was working on my speed, just trying to get better, just doing that for hours on end. Yep. I tell my son to go outside and do that. And he's like, man, he does 5. And he's like, am I done? Can I come? Can you come inside? Sure, you can come inside. Why don't you go virtually do it on your video game and see how see how that works out. So
Bubba made it to the major leagues in PlayStation.
Oh, the major leagues in PlayStation. That's phenomenal. How much does that pay?
Went all the way from rookie ball, got drafted, and
what's that contract pay? That's what I want to know.
I wish.
Right? Hey, you never know. They have those tournaments, man, for those video gamers. So
absolutely.
They make a lot of money, those guys. I remember
my high school's really good.
I remember saying when I was coaching kids when I was in my 20s, I was still playing at the time, and I was coaching these high school kids, and I was like, yeah, they don't pay video game players to play it. Eat my words, because they are now. And a lot of money for those guys. They even have, Twitch, a whole platform based off of that now.
Oh, yeah.
It's crazy.
Oh, yeah, my cousin is making $300,000 a year, doing that.
That was all which was available to me. I don't understand your question, Larry. No, I would get outside. I would find a wall just like Andy. I had a wall in my basement that I had a big basement, and I had a brick, cinder block wall down there, and I would do that down in the basement for hours, play wall ball, do all of that. But I had a baseball field in my yard too, and every day, my friends would come over and we would be out in the field just running around and playing baseball or football or basketball or whatever it was. We had all those things. Today's kid does. You're right, Larry. Today's kid does have a lot of technical tools to practice with. I didn't have a tee, I didn't have a net. I didn't have a bucket of 100 baseballs. I had 4 or 5, right? The ones that, I would find at the baseball field. And some of them were waterlogged and had big rips in them. And, I did. Yeah.
That was the weighted ball. You started that, didn't you?
Yeah, I think I did.
Waterlogged balls.
You're absolutely correct, Larry. That we didn't. I didn't have the resources the kids have today, or the coaches, or the specialists, or and to some extent, to be honest with you, I think it's overkill with that stuff. It really is. Andy, what do you think?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, they get too technical on things. Mm-hmm. And I know I follow a guy on Twitter, Lance Wheeler, who's big on feel. Mm-hmm. And he says that, every time a pitching coach goes out there, they're telling them to change this in their mechanics. But it's, just what'd you feel? Why didn't it work? Let them. No one knows how to self-adjust because they're always being taught. And that's one of the biggest problems that I see coaching is all the kids look at their dads.
Yes.
I swung and missed. What did I do wrong, Dad?
Yeah, immediately. And Weber and I, Tommy, we talk about that quite a bit. And Tommy's big on the whole improv of it. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. When kids are outside and they're playing by themselves, they'll make adjustments on their own and get better. They won't be. There's nobody in the stands or nobody to look at. Right? Everything doesn't need to be supervised. And right now, the state of the youth game, everything is supervised. Everything, every move you make as a kid on a baseball field is being watched by a coach and a parent. everything.
And recorded.
And yes, in the the phone, in the apps, the coaches apps and all of that. Hey man, how about we just go out for practice one day and just practice and not analyze anything? Just let the kids have fun. How about we do that one day a week? I try to do that as often as I can. And when we play in games, as my kids get older, as they're younger, you want to try and help them, as you can. But as my kids get older on the baseball field, you make the decision. My catcher, I say, you call it. You call it right here, right now. You call which play, first and third, you want to do right here in this situation. And then after he comes off, I'll talk to him. I'll say, hey, was that a good decision? How did you feel about it? Was it the right thing to do, or do you think you should have did one of the other ones? And then I ask him to explain to me why. So he has to think about it. So, I don't know.
Yeah, no, you could see that there's a lot of overcoaching going on.
Yeah. Yeah.
And a lot, it's too, a lot of kids don't like to play for those managers either.
Yep. No, that's true. Larry says, no one is more honest than another kid to another kid, right? When a kid gets on you about something or gives you an adjustment, you'll take it because you want to get better and beat that kid. You want to compete, So I remember that when we were kids and we were playing out in the field. There were kids out there that I just wanted to just shut them up just by being better than them. And so I would work my butt off to do that, All right. I think Tommy Weber's on. I don't know. I saw Carolyn came on, so I think he's probably watching through her. I hope he is listening in because we were just talking about him. Too much coaching and too many gurus. That is true, Danny Ford. They don't let the kids today learn the game by playing the game, and everything. Although there are teaching moments, it's not instruction. Over and over, especially during a game. Do you see coaches doing that, Andy?
Oh my God!
From third base, giving hitting instructions as
always,
right?
Always.
It amazes me. I even say to the coaches, if I'm sitting right there at third base dugout and they're at the third base and they're giving signs and then they're giving hitting instruction and I'm going, we have 2-hour time limit. You think we could, you're instructing this kid and now we're sitting here waiting 5 minutes for this kid to hit, So
I love it every time a kid throws a ball.
Yeah.
He tells him what he did wrong.
Exactly. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And doesn't that take time? Doesn't that take time? And now the game goes. So you got a 2-hour time limit, and you play a 3-inning game because the coach is instructing every time the kid comes up the bat or he throws a pitch. Right? Drives me insane. So I don't know. What do you think about the post-game meeting? Weber hates him. What do you think about him?
It's we do it all the time. We just go. We run out to the whatever side of the field we're on into the outfield, and we just talk and just if we lose, we just want to keep their heads up. If we win, we'll give out a game ball, but nothing.
Yeah.
There's no coaching going on during that time.
No. We do the meetings. I've been not doing the meetings, over the last couple of years. Not as many. Especially if we're on the road and it's getting dark and it's getting late. And I'm just like, you know what, guys? We'll talk about it tomorrow when we get to practice, or we'll talk about it before the game tomorrow. Don't worry about it. Enjoy your night. I'll see you tomorrow. So, and to be honest,
that's basically all ours ever is.
Yeah, and kids, they don't want to rehash what they did wrong or what they did right.
They know.
Yeah,
they know already.
Yeah, they don't want to rehash it and what they did wrong and what they did right. You know what I mean? They really don't. They just want to. All right, that was fun. Moving on. Let's go home.
Yep.
And. Yeah, so I've kind of laid off on the after-game meetings myself. But, I understand why some coaches do them, but I see some coaches down there just...
Oh, for a half hour.
Yeah, and you're just like, come on, man. Let those kids go.
I love when the 5:30 guy is still out there and I got a 7:30 games time to start. Coach, can you move, go outside the dugout, something?
Yeah. Anyway, Andy, it was great having you on the show. Let's finish with one more question from Victor Coco, and then we'll wrap it up. Andy and Ken, what was your favorite pitch to hit? You can go first, Andy. What was your favorite pitch? What was it, man? Come on.
I would have to say a Fastball in the inner half.
Yeah, fastball right down the middle.
Yeah.
A hanging breaking ball? Yeah, those were nice.
Oh, yeah.
Change up that kind of hung in your eyes? Yeah, I'll take one of those any day of the week. So, but I think fastball. Middle away for me was fastball, man. I could hit that thing, you know. I wasn't big on a fastball in. So,
I enjoyed the inner half.
yeah. Yeah, you did. You turned on some stuff. Yeah, as a hitter. I remember that. Yeah, I was not. I needed to get my arms extended. And man, they
You
threw
like
me.
that right center gap.
Yeah, they threw that stuff in on me. I was like, ew. Ah.
You choked up a little bit too. You choked up a little bit.
I did, man. But whoo, man, I didn't like it when it came in the kitchen. No way, man. I hated it. I like the right field. I like that gap right between the first and second baseman. I hit a ground ball right there. Get on base and go.
One invention that I love, that I wish we would have had playing, was that elbow guard.
Yeah, that would have been nice. I mean, they had pads and stuff. I got hit in the elbow a couple times, man. Oh, that hurt. That hurt bad, too. Right on that nerve right there.
Yep.
Oh, bing. Whoa. I hated that. I hated it. All right, let's see. One more comment from Larry, and then we'll wrap this up. Post-game meetings happen out of habit, mostly because there is not enough time. Yeah, that is true. It was out of habit. It is out of habit. But I'm trying to break that habit, Larry, and I'm trying to focus more on the conversations of teaching and instructing and reviewing stuff the following day. You know, let them sit on it for a little bit. They know what they did wrong. You know, there's no reason to attack them, or if they feel like they're being attacked. You know what I mean? Because a kid, when he makes a mistake and then you immediately point it out, feels like he's being attacked, if you ask me.
Yeah.
So, you know, and, you know, I think if you give him a little time to rest on it and think about it, he won't feel so much, he won't get as defensive the following day if you say, hey, you know, this is what we should have done in that situation, you know, or whatever, you know what I'm saying, Andy.
Yeah, I agree 100%.
Yeah. So, anyway, Andy, like I said, what a pleasure having you on. We got to have you on again.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
I had a blast. I hope I did justice to this position that I know Tommy's always in.
Yeah, you were fantastic. What needs to happen is we need to get you on. We need to get Tommy here at the same time as well, which I can do. I can Skype you all in at the same time, and maybe even add a couple other guys, and we can have a round table, so to speak, of baseball.
Sounds good.
So, and, you know, keep your Sunday nights free, man. Because that's usually
when
we do.
While we're in quarantine, I'm home.
Yeah, me too. I'm not going anywhere. We don't have practice tomorrow, so I don't have to get that ready. So,
nope.
You know, I'm sending out videos and stuff for my guys. Like, I'll send videos, what you can do alone, you know. I have 2 sets of twins on my team, so what you can do with your brother.
Nice.
You know, things like that. And, yeah. All right, thank you, Larry. Thank you, Victor Coco. Thank you, Danny Ford. Thank you, Steve Minio. Thank you for all the guys and gals that came on tonight. Thank you. We appreciate it.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you.
Yep.
Be safe.
You be safe as well. Love to your family up there, Andy. Tell everybody I said hey, and you know, hopefully
do the same.
Soon we'll be able to actually see each other face to face and give each other a big hug and you know, hang out. That would be fantastic.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Everybody at home, we'll see you next Sunday night at 8 p.m. Tommy Weber will be back. And, you know, if we can get Andy Diori to come back on, maybe Andy will be back on. You never know.
Hey, I love it.
All right, man.
Thank you.
All right. We'll talk to you later, Andy. You have a good night.
All right.
All right. See you later, people. Peace.